What's going on, guys? Joel Green here, and we have a very special, I would say guest, but we actually have three guests on from All Pro Plumbing, Heating, Air, and Electric. First off, let's start with you, Daniel. Give us a little background about your company.
Sure. Well, we're All Pro Plumbing, Heating, Air, Electrical. We've been around since 1991. We're family owned and operated. We're here based in Ontario. But we service residential and commercial businesses in Southern California. So even though we're family owned and operated, we have a lot of amazing technicians and office staff that we're able to service pretty much anyone in the entire Inland Empire, LA County, Orange County, and of course San Bernardino County, which is where we're based out of.
So one of the things that we're hearing, and I know we're not the only ones because you're hearing it as well, is that a lot of people who are having, we're all shelter in place, quarantine, whatever, word you want to place in there. And yet we still have issues that pop up at our house. And what I'm hearing and what you guys have confirmed is that some people are saying that their normal plumber or HVAC or electrician's not working right now. Is that what you guys are hearing as well?
Yeah, thankfully, we've been able to serve a lot of customers that we haven't met before, right? So we have a large customer base of a repeat customers since we've been around for so long. But due to us being able to be open and we're an essential business, we have been hearing that where customers call in and they're unfortunately unable to get their plumbers or HVAC technicians or electricians to come out to their home or business. And that's how they reached us. We have some amazing reviews online, which is why they were able to find us quickly.
And truth be told, how we're able to find you guys as well. I want to introduce Michael, John, and Daniel. Everybody say hi.
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 There we go. So I want to bring you all in because this is pretty cool. We actually put out to our fans on Inland Empire Explorer some questions that they may have for you guys about the safety of our own homes. And so my hope is that you guys can kind of answer some questions that are sent to us by fans. Does that sound cool?
Sounds great.
Sounds great.
Cool. Well, let me throw some out. So the first question came to us from Matthew Good, and he said, should AC filters be changed more frequently during this time period? Fantastic question.
I can take that. Absolutely, AC filters should be changed regularly. I would definitely be changing it about every 30 days. And filter selection is quite important. There's a lot of advertising, a lot of product out there right now, specifically having to do with virus and media cartridges. There's tons of options out there, but you got to find the right one that meets with your system's needs.
Okay, and how do you know what the right one is?
It's kind of like going to the emergency room. The first thing they do is they check your vital signs. They check your blood pressure, your pulse, your weight. And that's what we do when we come out on the safety evaluations. During a normal installation, every piece of equipment should be equipped with test ports. And a qualified technician should be able to check what we call the static pressure. It's the same as the blood pressure of the system that identifies the capacity or how much strain the system can handle. These giant filters that'll block everything will actually harm the system if it can't cool the motors and move the airflow that's needed. The reality is our homes are tight, they're clean. The only thing we really want to do is stop small farm animals from getting sucked up into the equipment. Change the filter, it's only new the day that it was installed, and do it often.
And following along with this type of question about your HVAC system, how frequently should we be, having the system looked at, especially in light of what we're going through today?
At the bare minimum, a safety inspection should take place at least twice a year on the system. Homeowners don't need us to necessarily change their filters. They're very simple, but in the event that they don't, we offer that service as well. They should go through the safety circuits of the equipment before each season. So at the start of the winter, at the start of the fall, to make sure everything's working properly and that it's safe. And the biggest thing is it identifies problems before they happen.
Okay, that sounds awesome. Again, these are questions that the fans have submitted to us so that you guys can kind of step in and answer some questions. Before I ask any more, I'm curious, what's the most common question you guys are getting when people are calling you?
I believe the biggest thing is it safe for you to come to our home? And the reality is, you know, All Pro truly believes all our customers deserve the very best. Our focus is on health, safety, comfort, and efficiency. So as soon as the virus took place, with Daniel's assistance and some of our other coaches out there in the industry, we immediately went to a safety protocol. All our technicians are wearing masks, similar to this one. Got our masks.
There you go.
And they're wearing their gloves, they're wearing their shoe covers, protecting the property. And you know, the mask is to protect others from the virus. It's not to protect yourself. You can breathe things through the mask. It's to protect stuff from getting out. We do have safety protocols in place. We are practicing social distancing here at the office, and we make sure that every house that we go to, there's no sickness or illness reported. If somebody should get sick, we quarantine them until they come back with a clear doctor's note.
The question, I'm gonna sneak one of my questions in here because my thought is, now that the majority of us are actually at home, are you guys, that means we're running our heater and or air conditioner or, you know, appliances or whatnot more. Are you guys a little bit busier more today than you were, say, this time last year?
Absolutely. And actually, I wanted to make sure that Mike can help us here with the electrical component of that, because as you just stated, a lot of people are home now. So they're turning on their appliances, their TVs are running probably way longer than they're used to. You know, probably freezing food that they probably weren't planning on freezing before, or adding a freezer. That's something that we've been running into as well, where people are, you know, purchasing freezers and putting in the garage. So now they need an outlet to add to that garage. But this is why we want to make sure that people are prepared, because summer's coming, right? And this is not going to go away in the next couple of weeks, or even though we hope so. You know, realistically, if they're going to be in their home still and running all these appliances plus the air conditioner, I actually wanted Mike to touch on that real quick on the electrical part of that.
So on the electrical, just like the heating and air evaluation, you should also have plumbing and electrical inspection. And people ask, what would you check on the electrical system? That circuit panel, the circuit breaker is outside. The part that's important is hidden behind the panel, and it's dangerous to be in there. You can and sometimes do get shocked and electrocuted, but it needs maintenance because of the moisture in the air, the dust in the air. We all have that dust, especially in the IE with our winds. It attracts and begins buildup on the inside of the controls. They have to be serviced, they have to be cleaned, they have to be tightened, things of that nature to prevent an overage of the circuitry. Likewise, people are holding off on some maintenance and some repairs on their equipment, and they're buying portable heaters, they're buying portable air conditioners, they're buying air purification devices. All of these things take a certain amount of power. A lot of homes were not designed for the amount of electrical appliances we have now, so we're overloading the circuits. When you overload a circuit, the insulation on the wire does get hot and sometimes melts and shorts. If it's working properly, it'll only trip a breaker. In some severe cases, you can actually start fires from that. So for that reason, we do offer a maintenance. An actual plug or an outlet is only meant to be used roughly 10 years. It should be serviced and sometimes upgraded and repaired.
That's great. So when you guys get a call, do you go to that? I mean, what's the process if somebody's they have an issue at their home? What's the process you go through, or do you say that it's necessary to do a service call at that point?
Yeah. So one of the first things that we do is making sure that we ask qualified questions so that we can truly identify what the problem is as best as we can, right? Because a lot of times homeowners, this is their first time experiencing X problem, whether it be plumbing, heating, air, or electrical. So what our CSRs are trained to do is to make sure that they ask qualified questions so that we can get the best qualified technician out to their home. Additionally, part of that questions at the beginning of the service call is to determine the urgency of that too. So of course, let's just say if somebody has absolutely no air and it's already 99 degrees outside, that takes a little bit more priority than somebody that has air conditioning, but it's maybe not as cold as they would like it to be, correct? So that's where we come in.
Or making a noise or something like that. And you're like, hey, what's up? Yeah.
Which we get it. It's definitely a nuisance, and it's definitely something that should be looked at to prevent further problems. But again, that's why we take those necessary steps to make sure that our call center is prepared for those questions so that we can be ready for you and be properly equipped to service you so that you don't have more technicians or different companies in your home. We want to make sure that the goal is that once we come out there, we're going to take care of you and make sure your problem gets solved.
Okay, so I've got a question that Tamina Duncan asked. It just recently happened to us too, because we're all home, we're all using the water and everything, the garbage disposal and all this stuff, a little bit more often than normal. And she asked, how can you clean out your pipes in order to drain better? Is there like a secret, a kind of a behind the scenes of what you can do?
Well, we have a couple different ways for cleaning and clearing drains and improving flow. We just have the traditional methods of just running a snake or a cable down the drain. If it's stopped up, they're pretty good at unclearing stoppages. However, if there's a lot of sludge or buildup or anything, it may not be the most effective tool. So we do offer hydrojetting, which is basically a pressure wash inside of your drains to break all that up and flush it on down to the city sewer system or your septic tank. For your water lines, we can also clean out buildup and scale buildup on the inside of your water lines that can cause corrosion through water filtration, descaling systems, to prolong the life and efficiency of your systems as well.
Is there anything that, if it's something like, hey, my kitchen sink's not going down or my toilet's not going down, is there like a quick fix that you guys offer, over the phone? If they can't solve it, obviously it requires a service call, but do you guys offer anything that, to help people out?
Well, there's a lot of myths and legends and, my grandma used to do this, pouring hot water down the drain, vinegar. There's all kinds of chemicals that you can buy to pour down the drains as well. However, if you have older systems and you have some cast iron drains, pouring a lot of the acids and stuff down there can actually cause more harm than good, because the acid doesn't know if it's dissolving grease or if it's dissolving the actual metal of the pipes of your drain lines underneath the home or underneath the slab of your home.
Okay, no, that makes sense.
If I may add too, by the way,
Go ahead.
We do get often calls as well where somebody has a jammed garbage disposal, and then they call us out to come out and unjam that garbage disposal. I just wanted to make sure you guys as well knew that it's a very easy way to unjam your garbage disposal. If you go to our website, there's how-to videos, and there's a couple of videos in there that are instructional where you can just save yourself a service call and you can unjam that garbage disposal. At that point, if you're unsuccessful with that, again, that's where you can have us come out and assess that. But that's a common problem that homeowners can take care of themselves.
Yeah, no, and I appreciate you saying that too, because I was looking at your website and I did see that you had some how-to videos for people. What is that website once again, Daniel?
Sure, it's allproplumbers.com. That's with an S at the end, so allproplumbers.com. Additionally, that website you should see here on my screen, which is allpro247.com. It's the same website, it's just a different domain, but they can both direct you to the right place.
And I assume if it's 24/7, you guys are pretty much open all the time, correct? Someone's on call all the time, right?
Yep, that'd be us.
Nice. All right, so let me get to a couple of the questions. Crystal wrote in, how do I clean my AC outside, and how do I drain my water heater? Should we be draining our water heaters? I'm just curious. I don't know.
The manufacturers recommend to flush out your water heaters once a year. So doing a basic flush out is a fairly simple process. All water heaters have a drain built into the bottom of them. It is also one of the services that we provide when we do our safety evaluations, which we recommend to do once a year. But on top of just flushing out sediment out of the water heater, we do a full inspection on it too. So we're going to look at the fresh air coming into the burner. We're going to look at the exhausting to make sure that the carbon monoxide is properly escaping the room that the water heater is located in to keep everybody safe. We're going to check out, make sure shut-off valves and safety devices are present and operational.
Okay.
Probably most important on those water heaters is that anode rod. A lot of people don't really realize that. And in the instruction manual that comes with every water heater talks about the anode rod. And what that is a sacrificial rod that the hardness and the bad stuff in the water deteriorates. It eats it away. Once that's gone, the hardness and the bad stuff only has the tank to eat at. And those rods are replaceable. We do have aftermarket rods that we can replace on every water heater. As far as your air conditioner goes, you asked the question about what they can do to clean the air conditioner. And you can take and wash it with a garden hose. And if you have animals, you want to keep the hair off of those outside coils. And a lot of times we'll build a fence or customers will build shrubbery around it just so they don't see them. And that's okay as long as you maintain at least a 1 foot clearance all the way around. The units are human, just like us. They have a heart, they have veins, they have lungs. They have to breathe. And if we block the airflow, they overheat and parts start to fail or explode. Not literally explode, but they break. You can take a garden hose, and you don't want to use a power washer and you don't want a high pressure, but you can rinse the dust off. Then when we come along on the safety evaluation, we look at the system. If it needs something more than that, we have a cleaner that will actually foam up and remove the dirt that's blocking the airflow.
So, well, first of all, let me go back to what you said, Michael, about that rod in the water heater. You know, this is, I've said it before that I've owned real estate myself for quite some time. And I've actually had that fail, and I had a plumber come out and say, oh, you have to replace the whole water heater instead of just replacing that. And you're saying that you won't necessarily require the entire water heater being replaced if you can just replace that piece, correct?
You know, that's the great thing about All Pro. We do believe our customers deserve the best. Our trucks, our logos, everything talks about the hashtag problem solved. When Richard Black started this company, he believed in one thing, and that's all customers have options. So on any visit that we come out to, whether it's plumbing, heating, air, electrical, we're going to provide multiple options, from just a Band-Aid repair to something maybe that's a little better, or in a lot of instances, replacement. We teach the guys it's not your home, it's not your budget. Maybe you don't know where the customer's future is going to take them, but your job is to educate and provide quality options and let them make their own decision as to what's best for them. We're doing that right now, especially in the heating and air side. You know, aged equipment, we're going to make sure that a comfort consultant is available should the customer want to explore the options for replacement. And then if they want to do a repair or a Band-Aid, we're happy to do that.
That sounds fantastic. Got a question from Janie here, and I'm sure this is probably a common question you guys are getting, but should we have a spray bottle of bleach, water, or another cleaning product by our door to spray on the bottom of our shoes before we come in and out of the house? You guys getting that question ever?
I've seen some of that. I like to dabble a little bit in the medical side myself. Bleach is a great disinfectant. It's a good product, but it's also a very harmful product if you're not careful. If you don't know what it's coming in contact with, it could be hazardous to you. So while it can be used as a cleaner, you got to think about what else is it touching? What other chemicals, what other cleansers, disinfectants have come in contact with that? A lot of people are actually creating a little sanitation station in their house. We recommend to all our employees, keep a spare set of clothes in the garage. When you get home, leave the boots outside, undress in the garage, race into the house, take a shower, clean, keep the contaminants outside and inside. You could do that with just an extra pair of slippers or socks or something at the door, and keep your shoes outside.
Okay, and then I think our final question today, and I'm not sure if you're going to be able to answer this, but David Dwayne is asking, can my heater or air conditioner spread the virus if it is in the house?
Yeah, sure. It can move it because a heating and air system doesn't remove the heat. It doesn't blow cold air. It removes the heat, while the heater adds the heat. We suck the air in, we rotate it through the house, and we blow it back out. So it's the same air circulating. I like to use the example, and right now it's a real easy one. We all have these masks. We're noticing it's a little harder to breathe through these masks, especially if they get wet for sweating or they just came out of the washer. Well, that's what happens to your heating and air system when that filter starts to get plugged up. I have a theory. It's not proven. I'm not a scientist, but a helpful hint as we're coming into the season. A lot of bacteria growth can happen and does happen on the indoor coil. That's the lungs portion on top of the furnace. And when we run our heater, it boils that nastiness off. So during my safety evaluations, I always recommend to customers, when we're doing a season change from cooling to heating season, and we're flip-flopping right now, open up the house, run the heater, kick it up to 90 plus, go outside, let it boil off all that nasty stuff that's in the air, and then come back, turn it off, let your house naturally air down. Keeps you from breathing whatever's being boiling off. Also, ducting, your air distribution system up in the attic should be inspected regularly. A lot of times they're put together with duct tape. And duct tape works on everything except for ducts. We've all lifted a cardboard box that the bottom fell out on. That's what's protecting the nastiness in the attic from sucking into our airstream. So a regular inspection of that, making sure those joints are nice and sealed, will avoid the attic dust, the freeway dust, anything else, animal stuff, from getting sucked into our airstream and us breathing it.
So actually, I'm gonna have one more question because we actually got this twice. Two people were asking if you guys were hiring during this time period.
We absolutely are hiring. Daniel can talk about a website where you can go. We're doing some interactive hiring. We're doing interviews through Zoom right now, and we're staffing up for all our positions. One of the greatest things that we've been able to do is, keep most of our staffing going, thanks to our large maintenance customer base that are wanting these preseason maintenances. We're offering them some extra discounts and some deals so that All Pro can do its part to keep and maintain our workforce. We got a lot of families to provide for, and through those customers, we're replenishing. We cover most of Southern California, so we're always looking for great qualified people.
And to add to that, the website is allproplumbers.com/careers. And as Mike mentioned, we are interviewing as well through Zoom. So this is a great indicator of we're an essential business, right? So now, unfortunately, we do understand that a lot of people are unemployed and they do want something that they can build a career on as well. So this is a great place to do that. And we definitely be happy to interview some great candidates. And if you put your information there in the career page, again, that's allproplumbers.com/careers. It goes to the directive manager of that department, and then we'd be happy to go ahead and help you out.
So I'm curious, we kind of ended on that. I know I keep saying last question, but I'm curious. What's the furthest you guys have traveled to take care of a customer?
Here we go. I'll let Mike answer that one.
Well, our customer base this is a family-run company, and we take care of our customers. While we try and keep our geographic area within 30 miles of our shop in Ontario, the reality is we cover most of Orange, Riverside, San Bernardino counties. We do calls down in San Diego. I've been at the border before. I've done calls as far as the Bay Area for repeat customers that have grown to love this shop, and they really beg us to travel to where they're going. Gone to Arizona once. We go where we got to go. The majority of our service area is we cover all of the high desert. We go out east towards Palm Springs. We go down to Temecula. We cover into Orange County, all of the Inland Empire, especially. That's the heart and soul of All Pro, and
that's the heart and soul of California too, by the way.
Absolutely, absolutely. A lot of great things happen right here.
That's right. How about you, John? What's the furthest you've traveled?
I would probably say Oxnard, Ventura area.
Oh, wow. That's a trek. Yeah. Well, hey guys, thank you so much for being on. We really appreciate it. If somebody wants to reach out and has more questions, you've given the website. Is there a number that you can pass on that people can reach out to you at?
Sure. So the best way would be definitely the website. So that'll be allproplumbers.com. You can find all the information that we talked about there today. there's different ways that you can reach us on that website. You can actually text, you can chat with somebody, which is us, on that website. You can also find the direct phone number right there as well. And we're getting ready as well for virtual ways to communicate with you. Again, we're trying our very best to stay connected with you guys. And one of the things that we wanted to make sure that we mention to your viewers as well is that everything that we've discussed today, we actually have a safety evaluation for each of our departments for plumbing, air conditioning, heating, and electrical. And that safety evaluation is only $49. And we evaluate, again, your plumbing, your air conditioning, heating, and electrical. Again, for the $49, that's only we're able to do it for each specific department.
Yeah, that's fantastic. I really, really appreciate you guys coming on. And this is my first, Zoom with 3 different people. So I appreciate answering all the questions that the fans sent in. So thank you guys so much. Appreciate it. Take care.
Thank you, Joel. Take care.
Thank you.
All right, guys. Take care. Bye.